next person. We should be able to come together and find solutions to our serious and deep national challenges.
Yeah, Honorable, great point you've raised. I know you want to plead the fifth when it comes to the polity, but I won't let it slide. But we'll stay with your conversation. Let's stay with it for a bit, and that has to do with causes, because we're trying to solve a problem. And I will listen to the state you were mentioning, and I was waiting for a particular state, which is Ogun, and I'm happy you mentioned it. What are the major drivers, and what does this campaign intend to address? Is it the infrastructure or the attitude of the people? What exactly is going to turn the tide and scale down the numbers as drastically as possible from your experience as a Corps Marshal and what you've seen today?
So, my solutions are quite simple, and it's amazing that some of these solutions can be that simple. So in 2009, 10, 11, we had a World Bank project. The OECD countries, the G8 countries, have agreed that 10% of the cost of road construction should be dedicated to making the roads safe. So in 2009, I was in London to talk to the European Bank of Reconstruction and also to the World Bank. And we agreed that 10% of this money should be dedicated to road safety. So in Nigeria, in 2010 area, we finally got a $10 million grant from the World Bank to look at 5 corridors. So we had corridors that drove from Abakaliki to Mfun. We have Bida, Mokwa, Jeba. We had 5 corridors like that. And this money was spent in buying patrol vehicles, speed devices. We also spent the money in training of the staff. We bought breathalyzers. We brought motorcycles to reduce speed on those roads. And after 1 year, I think it was 2013 that the full operation went on scale, we saw a reduction in crashes in these corridors. And I had always preached that this should be scaled at a national level. The country should not rely on donor funding. So if you look at the budget of the Ministry of Works, they have about almost 2.4 trillion for road construction. And I'm saying, let's not even go to the 10%. Let's go to between 1.5 to 3% of that funding. That will give us about 30-something to 60 billion naira. To look at all the corridors where people are dying today, the Ministry of Works will procure the safety devices for these roads while FRSC does the enforcement, so that we can then put together funding that will help us to reduce speed, look at the road designs, and make sure that all the devices on the road are in place, and particularly that the enforcement on the road is optimal. So if you look at the FRSC budget, it has about 3.9 billion for 2025. That 3.9 billion, about 70% of it are for purchase of houses, building of new commands. Nothing in the budget is addressing these 5 corridors where the crashes are happening. None of them is affecting these 5 states while the FRSC has reported that overspeeding accounts for 65% of the crashes in Nigeria, 65%. So if you take that number and take these 5 corridors and get the president, and this is my passionate appeal to the president, and I'm sure he will hear of this conference and what is going on in this conference. I'm saying to Mr. President, we don't need any new legislation. We don't need any new work. All we need is for the Ministry of Works to, from the budget that is already assigned to the roads, whatever it is possible this year, so that from next year they can actually make more explicit budgeting to say, at least let's take up these 5 to 7 or 10 corridors that are the high points and make them optimal and make them future-proof them so that they'll be safe. So this is a simple solution, because when Nigerians had plane crashes in 2005 and 6, we met and brought 19.5 billion, which in 2006 was worth $150 million in 2006. So if we come together today and put, even if we put 30 billion in road safety, it's still worth less than $20 million. And that will help us to keep these roads safe. No country loses 5,000 people from a particular incident and do nothing. But let me tell you the price of doing nothing. If we do nothing and these things keep growing at the current 10% between 24 and 25, and FRSC remains without patrol vehicles and fueling to go about at least reducing speed on our highways, by 2030, we will have lost about 65,000 Nigerians from road crashes. It could be me, it could be you, it could be anybody. And that is not good enough. That is not good enough. The Vision Zero is possible. And I tell people I'm passionate about road safety. Road safety is not the same as FRSC. FRSC is the Federal Road Safety Corps. But road safety is an issue that all Nigerians should be interested in. And if we're interested in it, there are avenues. We know what works. The G8 rule works. We've tried it in 5 corridors during my time, and it worked. We know where the people are dying. We know the 5 corridors where the top percentage are dying. We know the 5 states that are the top states where people are dying. We know the major cause, overspeeding. So what are we waiting for? We can fix this problem.
All right.
And I believe that the president will listen to this and fix this problem.